All right, well, thank you for being here. I'm Jim Hagedorn, candidate for Congress here in the 1st District of Minnesota. 2 months ago to the day, I was over at Congressman Walz's Mankato office, brought some constituents to the congressman, and we talked about how Obamacare had hurt the people he represents. His vote for Obamacare was hurting the folks. We talked about how their premiums were being increased. We talked about how their deductibles were being increased. Talked about how people were losing their coverage altogether or being dumped into government programs. Today I'm here at Congressman Walz's Rochester office to talk about another aspect, another problematic aspect of Obamacare, and that is how the act directly threatens the prosperity of the City of Rochester and the Mayo Clinic. This is a wonderful town. Rochester is a vibrant, growing city with great businesses, high-paying jobs, skilled workforce. It's got a lot going on. The Mayo Clinic is clearly the preeminent institution of medicine throughout the world. The Mayo Clinic has done so much good for millions of people and for medicine. The problem that we have at this point is that Obamacare is going to take people from private insurance and send them into Medicare and Medicaid and other government programs. Some estimates say as many as 16 million people will go from private insurance into government care. What that means is there'll be an underfunding in medicine. Typically, you can have as low as 30 or 40 cents to the dollar reimbursed to medical institutions and doctors. What that will do over time is drive good doctors out of business. It will degrade care across the board, and it will send us into a position where medicine will be dumbed down. I believe we have to act and take on this Obamacare, repeal it, before Walz and Obama and the other liberals destroy the medical care system in our country as we know it. Now, one thing that we've seen recently is that the Cleveland Clinic, another renowned institution of medicine, has already factored some of these things in, saying that they're going to cut their 2014 budget by $330 million and have early retirements and perhaps layoffs. The writing is on the wall. Another aspect of this that troubles me is that Obamacare gives power to the federal government, too much power to the federal government. The federal government will be in a position to determine whether or not Rochester, the Mayo Clinic, Southern Minnesotans, whether we win or lose. The congressman and I are on completely opposite sides. He voted for Obamacare. He supports the act's implementation. I am opposed to it, and I believe we need free market reforms. We need things like competition across state lines. We need to have pre-existing pools for people with pre-existing conditions so they don't go broke. We need to have an expanded use of health savings accounts to make sure people are shopping for their own care and using catastrophic coverage. We need to tie the tax benefits of health care directly to the people so they can have portable benefits. And lastly, we need tort reform to help put downward pressure on prices and end frivolous lawsuits and defensive medicine. Congressman Walz has stated before that healthcare reform is a journey, not a destination. Unfortunately, because of this bill, because of Obamacare, it is possible that in the future, people will forego their journeys and their destination will no longer be Rochester, Minnesota. My message to the people of Rochester, Minnesota and Southern Minnesota is simple. I've got your back. I'll be fighting for you. We're going to take this on and defeat Obamacare. Thank you for being here. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.